Welcome to this video about how to start a new site, a new operation in the current release version of Out of Or, which is version 14. Version 14 had at its major part a complete rework of how you set up controls. And I will not go into detail how the new controls work, but there were some changes to both controls and the settings, and we will cover them briefly. For the controls, the first thing I like to say is here you see this has changed a lot compared to the previous versions. There is an official video on how to create presets and how to change your settings from the developers. I will put the link to that video in the description. You can see here I set up my controls, my dual stick setup already, so I don't have to do anything. And the next thing that you want to do if you're a new player or returning player, when you start up the game the first time, is go into the settings and switch that to your liking. For instance, I don't like autosave, so I have that one off. Steering on auto centering. I want to have the independent track steering for the excavator, so that one is active, and the rest all to my liking, like the field of view. Returning players might notice that the weather and day-night cycle options are missing here, and that is because with version 14 these were moved into the games themselves, and we will take a look at that a little later. So, having set up your settings, the thing you like to do first is create a game. The game has, we give this a name, which is version 14 new site tutorial. And then we have two game modes. We have the default game mode and the creative game mode. Default equipment costs money. You need a loan from the bank, so your operation will probably start a little smaller and then grow over time. And creative, everything is free. You can buy everything and from the start get as big as you want. What I want to do here is I create a default game. And then we have maps to select from. One thing one should note about the Quarry Hilly map is this one has different ore deposits than the other maps. So there is a slight difference in how you approach digging, putting up an operation on that map compared to the other maps, because the ore veins are slightly different. For my starting tutorial here, I will select Forest Flat, which is a map that has the old style ore deposits that we are common from the beginning of Out of Ore. So I create a new game. Yep. I see this. A limit of keys that I can put in. That will not matter for the game. So, and here we are, fresh game, and one thing you might notice immediately in the top left corner is there popped up the controls overview. You can show and hide those with the F2 key. F1 key is also kind of important because this gives you access to the in-game the in-game help, and as you can see, the topmost here is controls tutorial video and describing all other stuff. I also recommend you new players probably just open one of the tutorial maps when you create a new game, play through that short tutorial. But nevertheless, to get started, most important key to get started is hitting Q. Q is your inventory, or basically your main screen for everything. You have the inventory, world rescue, inventory, buy, sell, bank, info, stats tab. First things first, as I said, day and night and weather options have been moved to the save games themselves, and you find them over here under world and rescue. I usually set my day to 90 minutes and the night can stay at 30 minutes, which is a nice 3:1 ratio. Then what I will do is I go to the bank, get a small a small loan, move that to my inventory, and this is something I do on basically all fresh games. I go into the shop, go to demolish, buy the recycle tool, and buy all landscaping tools. This sets me up pretty good for every operation I need, because I have the terraforming tools, which I look at a little bit as my shovels, and I have the recycle tool to remove things that I set up back to my inventory. And having this, I have that at 5 and 6 in the quick bar. I'm ready to go. Now what I will do is I will search for a site where I can dig. And if you wonder how to find that, on the old maps it's very easy. You see, this is colored darker than the area surrounding it, and that means under this darker pattern there will be some valuable material that is not only dirt. So we will run over here and find hopefully an area that is nice and flat and without too many trees, and there and seizable in size. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that's nice and flat, no trees. So this is probably the place where we're gonna start up our new site. Don't want to run too far for this video, because kind of boring to watch me run over the map. So first thing I do at a new site is go to Build and Rescue and set up rescue location. That in this case we are about 20 seconds from the spawn in on that map. It doesn't really matter. But if you're running across the map for minutes and minutes and minutes or hours and you have a nice site, you don't want to be rescued back to your spawn, the spawn point. So that's important. Hit that one, save it, and now we're good to go. So how do I approach those sites? There's different ways. What I will explain here quickly is I will do an open pit with an excavator, and I won't use a loader, I won't use a dumper. I will just start off with the excavator. So first things that I need is I go to the buy tab and take a look which excavators we have, and what I want to have is, like, I want to have the biggest one, like, and so we need at least 350,000. So go back here, take a loan, and because I roughly know what I want to buy, I will increase this to 500,000. And you can see here this loan went there to my dollars. So first things I do is I buy that guy here, then I go to parts. I like to have it tuned a little bit, so we will get the biggest track pads. Then I will get my usual nice light green color, and I want to have some lights for night operations, and I know what I need. I need I think 5 small bars, 1 big bar. So check this one out. So now how to place the excavator you just bought. You see it's on the number 1 there. If it is in your inventory, you have to drag it over here, and then you have seen that nice color that was there, and this is the point of airdrop. So press the left mouse button by default and it comes down from that nice helicopter. So I enter it, and upon entering it, you see it started. Get this one up. So the first thing I do now is I customize my my excavator. One thing I need to do here is, like, oh damn, I need to buy one more. Was hit by that bug. And you can see here, this shows where are the positions, and I want to have one here. Switch out the small track pads, get out the color. that in my inventory, getting the lights over here. So that's kind of like so. That's one there. That one there. Yeah, that's nice. So we got those. Yeah, that's right. That one there. And the final piece over here. So now the excavator is ready to run. So save the game. Now I have to, now that I know my site, now that I have my excavator, it's time to think how do I make money. And the minimal setup that you need to make money is what you need from the buildings tab in the production is you need a hopper, so we will buy one, and we need at least one storage container. So this one here. You can also see here, input any ore used to store ore. So, but this will only like if I build up this setup with only a conveyor, hopper, and a storage. This means material will not be sorted. I will not get maximum profit. So this is usually not what I will go for. On one of the old maps, I will say, then with the basic old known ore deposits, what I will do is actually I will get a sorter. I will get a second storage container. I will need a couple of the straight conveyors. I think we will go with 5 at the moment. And we will need at least one conveyor left, right. We'll buy both. And one important thing to note is we will also buy a fuel station. So our excavator doesn't run out of fuel. So with this is roughly what I need as a setup, roughly 19,000 credits. So check out. So here we are ready to go. We have those things in my quick access bar here. So and now I need to think a little bit how I want to attack this deposit, and that determines where I start. What I usually want to do is I want to have this one to the left side of my cap. So basically kind of in this position, like this, so I can have a good look at the conveyor, and then I will move along, and I will move this hopper along. So if this is going to sit on the left side, and we start on the left side digging, well, probably, well, let's just think, how will we approach? We will start here. We will start over here. So roughly we set that one up here, and I will go a little further than the size of the deposit. So that's let's move that a little closer, like this over here, so we can make some money more or less right from the start. Then I will put one straight conveyor behind that one. Then, okay, that goes a little bit into the ground. Yeah, but we'll do. Okay, we do this. We do a little trick on that one. Wrong part. So this should actually give us a slightly better placement. Come on. Yep, that works. So attach that one to there. gonna, what is, this is right, so let's buy another left one. Yeah, come on. So now you see this is my basic setup for my production. 2 storage containers, sorter, and the hopper. And now I will also buy some roof tiles. I use the steel ones. We will buy 10 of those. And what I will do with those is quite easily, I will go there, there. I will place them like this. Come on. And what this does is, yep, come on. As you can see, this gives me a bigger input area for my excavator. So everything is set up. Let's see, we still have roughly $50,000 left. Ah, I forget it. I need to please place the fuel station somewhere. So let's do it over here, not too far away. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, fuel station placed, does not need to be pretty for the tutorial. So now everything is set up. I have my excavator, I have my small plant, and now we can start the operation. Again, save this state. And we move over. I could grab that one, hitting one of the quick access keys, but no, we will drive it over. As I said, I like my in-cab view. So, and as you can see in the top, in the bottom right corner, we don't have full fuel. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is get close enough to the fuel station. That should do. Hit Q. Go here. Hit fueling the excavator. Well done. Fueled up. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place my excavator over here. Do a nice little jump. Turn. And as I said, I want to have this hopper on my left side, as you can see here. And then line up my excavator pretty close to it. And then I'm just gonna start my pit from here. So, well, what I'm gonna do is I will basically just go like this and start digging. As you can see here, what I'm gonna do is I usually work in a straight line parallel to the conveyor and to the hopper. And roughly to a 45-degree angle off to my right side. For the depth of the pit, it depends on you. What I usually do is roughly 2 bucket heights deep. Because one measurement you can take is probably interesting measurements for people being new. If you want to have this hopper set up in a pit, you can estimate that it's roughly 4 buckets wide of the big excavators, and it needs about 1 bucket depth, one height of the bucket depth to be level with the top. So that's why I usually do all my measurements in the game, more or less, if you want. I use the bucket as a measurement. So, and as you can see from what I've done here, I seem to mainly currently don't really have any interesting material. I think you got the idea. And what I will usually do is then I move the excavator backwards, expand the pit in this direction, like that. And if I'm out of reach of that hopper, what I will do is I'll go out, remove the hopper, place a straight conveyor, place back the hopper, get the roof tiles, place them back on, bad placement of the excavator here. And then, you know, I move this way along, and to speed up things a little bit, here we come into the area where we should see some material, and yes, we do, as you can see, that's nice material. And I fill the hopper. Got a little bit close here, so that's probably because I set this one up too early. There. Better. Let's get a couple of scoops here. As I said, I would usually go about 2 bucket height depth deep. This is just for this tutorial to not be too long. You see there we're already hitting material that kind of looks like lithium. And in the background, not sure if you can see it, the moment I drop material in, on the top left you see how the sorter works. And this setup works for the loader also, or you can, if you like, get a slightly bigger load, get a dumper alongside your excavator and then drive the material to your hopper. So this is more like I just like, because I like just digging with the excavator mainly, so I will reduce the time outside the excavator to the most minimal I can get along with. So now this is kind of slightly not the nicest pit so far, but it's just for demonstration purposes only. So now we have put some scoops in, go out, and now we check what we have to sail. Sorter still is working, so material is in the system. Let's wait. Now it's stopped. We go close up, hit E, and you can see here, out the bottom comes dirt. That is roughly 1.3K. And over here we should have some more interesting material. And we have bauxite, magnetite, lithium, and some platinum. And overall we got now 11K. And so with that we have set up an operation that should be able to carry itself. So that being said, it's enough for this short tutorial. I hope this is helpful and enjoy the game. Bye bye folks!